Right, hello, I'm Tim. This is going to be a two-part series. Basically what it is, I own a 2009 Renault Traffic short wheelbase, low roof, so it's the smaller of the bigger vans. What I need it for is for everyday driving and weekends to go fishing, and we used to use it for camping. So now I fancy a bit of a camper van. I can't afford to have two. I can't have a van and a camper van, and I can't have a vehicle that just does one thing. So I came up with the idea of building this sort of Swiss Army knife of vans that can do multiple uses, which I will show you in the next bit. It is, when I bought it 7 years ago from RCS in Stickney Van Supplies, great bloke Simon, he's looked after me and he keeps it on the road for me. Specialises in Vivaros and the Renault Traffic. So I ply lined it, insulated it, carpeted it out, and I've built a couple of bits in here, which again I'll show you in a minute. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up with the idea of building a flat pack system that we can bolt in when we want to go on an adventure, to go away and do it, and then when we come back we just unbolt it and take it out and ready for next time. This is going to be done on a budget because I don't want to spend a fortune on it, because I'm not building an out and out camper. Now some of the things we already had, obviously due to camping, so I've got the toilet, I've got the cookers, I've got a couple of little tables, bits and pieces, that sort of stuff. So the budget will be for the build of the framework and the beds and all that sort of bits and pieces. I've also got the idea of building some sort of platform system for the roof, roof box platform system that will house, I've got bought it during lockdown, a drive away awning, so I want to try and fit that somehow as well. We've got a couple of nice adventures coming up, so we want to be able to get everything up quick and get it down quick and move on. So yeah, the van's done 212,000 miles now, so she's clocking up a few, but still going strong. And this is to house, basically the van inside is going to have the toilet, two beds, and obviously an area for the dogs to sleep as well, because there's two adults, two dogs. So yeah, that's enough of me waffling on. If you want to watch the next bit, I will show you all the different configurations of how I use the van, bits and pieces I've built. So this is how I normally use it as a van when I'm going fishing. So as you can see, I couldn't leave the beds in because wouldn't have enough room. So here you can see the dog bed, which has storage underneath. They sleep on top with a nice sleeping bag there, and then on the back of it you have a flip up table in case you want to sit in the back and have a cup of tea. And there it is, all folded away to the bulkhead, neatly out the way, or can be taken out if not needed. And here is the start of the chaos. So that's it, all mocked up and built. I've got a couple of little alterations to do, but me and the hooligans are just trying it out. As you can see them in the background, they're loving it, ain't you, Sammy? And I'll take you for a little tour around now. Okay, quickly from the back you can see storage underneath. I'll explain more of this in detail in the next video. A little bit here to stop the mattresses falling off. Go around the side. And then in here, the same again, nice little cutouts, so you can just swing your legs out and get out of bed. And then down in here, as you can see, is the door, that just slides up, and you just take that out, and this just pulls out when you need it. We'll leave that in here, that just slides back in, and then that just, when you're traveling, sits like that. Let's say I'll take you around to the other side now. You'll see the storage. I've got some boxes I bought for that. I'll show you more of that in the next video. So I'll just go around the other side of the van and show you the storage there. So this is from the other side of the van. I've got two side doors, and then we've got more storage underneath there. Trying to use every bit of space we've got. Even in there I can get one of my boxes in there. And yeah, lots of little bits and pieces I've done on this, but again, like I say, I'll show you when we put the stuff in, when we do the loading it up. But that's the basics so far. Okay, so I've put a couple of bits in. You can see the back hasn't been stained yet, as I was going to put some more bits on that, but that's been scrapped. So I've laid the bits and pieces out roughly in so I know how they go together, just to make it a bit easier. And then on the floor you'll see there I've got all the bolts that have been cut down there in size order, and then on the joints you'll see I've marked them for the number of joint and the bolt. So there's joint 1 and they're 100mm bolt, and then that's joint 10 and that's 150mm, and so on. So over to the video. Okay, so there you saw it all put together. It was all nipped up, not mega tight, but it was all nipped up. So it took me around about just over 7 minutes to do. Obviously you saw it in time lapse. And I did put wing nuts on. I might even change them to lock nuts when we go, because the trip we're going on is going to be about just over 2 weeks. So rather than have to worry about keep tightening the wing nuts up, I may just put lock nuts on. So that may take a bit longer, but still it's not a rush. I just thought I'd show you how long it took. How I came about this, right, I sat in the back of the van and basically just rough sketched, I don't think you see that, but rough sketched what I thought I'd like. Then what I did for the next one was just done a really rough sort of, as you can see there, sizing. So I had sizes. Then what I did, I sat there again another time and then went into more detail. I hope you can see that. So just again, just what I thought I'd like, so I could sort of have some sort of plan. And then if I had time like that, this was the bit I was designing for the back. This has since changed, so don't need that bit now. So costings. Now I'm not a carpenter. Yeah, I do a bit of DIY, but I'm not a carpenter. So any of you out there can do this. Really, all you have to do is just take your time, sit, think, and plan. So basically, I've got the listings all here of what I've used. Right. So the wood. The wood cost me £90. The screws, nuts, bolts, and bits of metal and all sorts of little braces I put in to strengthen it, they were £71. And the stain I used was £10, and that was a bargain. That was in a clearance bit. It was more or less the colour I wanted. So the total come to £171. This is for all the framework. So anyway, I did have a few bits left over, a few bits of wood. I had about half the screws and about a third of the bolts left. So I calculated them, and they came to around about £33. So if I take that off the £171, it works out a total of £138, give or take a few pound. So for £138, basically I've got all the framework, the storage area, and the beds. Now what I'll do in the next video, because we're in moving at the moment, that's why I'm sitting in the van. My YouTube studio is packed away, what I do my carp fishing videos for, so I'm having to do it in the van. And in the next video I'll show you all the little storage bits I've got, and how the plan I just showed you will come in. You'll understand it a bit more when we go into that. So with this, I've got these storage boxes that fit in a treat, and how we're going to put the tables in and the cookers and all this sort of stuff. Hopefully by then I'll have the roof done. I've got some of it sort of mocked up, but I'll leave that till it's done and show you that with the awning up. So yeah, hopefully it's all going to work. So probably next time you see me will either be out on a campsite, or it'll just be in the back of the van showing you how the storage goes, then out on a campsite. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to load it up, show you it loaded up, and then take it to a site for a weekend as a dry run, ready for the adventure we got coming up next year. So hope you like that. If you did, subscribe, like, comment, and all that sort of stuff. If you're into carp fishing, don't forget to pop along, have a look at my carp videos, and part 2 will come probably early part of next year. It's just we're moving house in December, so everything's getting packed up and I haven't got time to go camping. So yeah, hopefully we'll catch you then. Cheers.